particular what you're not going to do that we just talked about on yesterday. And it seems that many of you need to be able to recognize what that validation is that maybe you're looking for from someone else. And so when I say, who told you to wait on someone else to give you validation? And so it's that part of us that just wants to know, are we doing the right thing? Is where we need to be right now? If we just had someone to give us the clarity that we're looking for. And so you'll find yourself waiting because, again, if you're waiting to have that told to you by someone else that has the manipulation in mind, and they're cruel in terms of the manipulation, because manipulation within itself is a persuasive method that is someone else is taking the lead for the things that you don't believe in your own self and your abilities. And so when you're waiting on someone else to validate you, it's almost as if you don't believe in yourself, and that's where it stems from. And so they'll have you waiting and waiting and waiting because they don't want you to know about that special gift that you have. And those are the things that we need to be mindful of about ourselves, because again, this is a part of how people play games on you, the manipulation games. And so if you're waiting around for someone else to validate you, to give you an opportunity to be able to move to the next level, because you're putting all of your hopes and dreams within them and they have no real intent of helping you. That's what manipulation is all about. And so we don't ever want to put ourselves in a position where we're waiting on someone to give us the validation, give us the go ahead, giving us the nod, giving us permission to live out our lives and be able to discover what our own mission is in life. You're waiting on their permission to give you the validation that you need to live out the purpose that you have and the mission that you have, excuse the noise, for your own life. And that's where many of us could be. How long are you going to wait? Because again, that thing that you need to hear is going to need to come from within you. So that's when I say that no, you don't let anyone stop your growth, your glow, and your gift. Because again, that's the part of you that needs to discover what that is. Because waiting on someone else's validation causes you not to look within yourself, because that's where it resides. What needs to be done is what's waiting on you, is for you to discover the power within you that's waiting on you to make the shift. It's waiting on you. That's just like the story that I talk about in The Wiz and The Wizard of Oz, as Dorothy had gotten lost along the way. She was trying to find her way home, and she was lost. And in the analogy of that, as she was going down the yellow brick road trying to find her way home, and she met some friends along the way that were also looking for something that they felt was missing in their lives. She met the Scarecrow. He was saying that he did not have a brain. And as she met the Tin Man, he indicated that he needed a heart. And she met the Lion that felt as if he needed some courage. As she was trying to find her way back home, many of us, that validation that we're seeking, if we would just reach in and look within, and that's the issue, that we don't sit still long enough to be able to hear ourselves think. And so as Dorothy was lost and needing to find her way home, as the story goes on, and we know the entire story. And along the way, they had many challenges that they were faced with. That in some cases, at the end of the day, when they met the Wizard of Oz and they found out that he was the one with the cruelties and the manipulation that we talked about, waiting on someone to validate you. And there it is in The Wiz and the Wizard of Oz. They met the wizard, and he was the one that had all of the cruelties and the manipulation, wanting them to believe in him, wanting them to allow him to validate them, to wait. They were waiting on him to validate them. And as they were giving a task to go ahead and do, you know the story and the task that they had to do to bring the Wicked Witch of the West broom back to them in the Wizard of Oz. And so as they went on that mission to go ahead and do that, along the way, as they were traveling a bit, the Scarecrow was coming up with all of these clever, I'm talking about the Wiz, when Michael Jackson's character was picking out these little sayings that he had in his scarecrow, in the straw and within his body. And he was picking out all of these little riddle things that he was finding on a piece of paper. And as time went on, the Tin Man was displaying some things that, of course, you had to have a heart to be able to discover some of the things that he came up with. And of course, the lion was brave in the Wiz as he helped them to hold the door back from those that were trying to come in, the big bubble monsters that were trying to come in to grab them up. And so along the way, on their path and their journey of discovering the things that they felt that they were missing, the things that they needed to be validated for, they had been waiting and waiting on being validated for the things that they felt were missing. And as time goes on in the story, as we all know the story of the Wizard of Oz and the Wiz, that power within them was discovered in terms of their growth, their glow, and their gift. It was being discovered from them as it was when she met Glinda, the Good Witch, and told Dorothy, at the end of the day, you have always have had the power to go back home. All you have to do is click your heels 3 times. And so that is a part of recognizing the magical strength that we have, that's sharp, that's sturdy, and that's swift. And then also the power within that we've been waiting on, that power within to be able to make the shift. And so for Dorothy to have the ability to always go back home was to realize she was already there, as our body is our temple, and that's where we reside inside once we go within to discover who we are at any particular time and point in our lives when we need to rediscover who we are. And so again, the Scarecrow already had a brain. He was using it every step of the way. If he was just to be able to realize and believe in himself again and not wait on anyone else to give him any validation. The Tin Man already had a heart as he displayed that on their way down the yellow brick road. He already had a heart as he was to go within and discover that about himself and not wait on any validation. And the lion, of course, already had courage. He was already brave as he fought back all of the cruel monsters that were coming around them. He was already brave and he already had the courage. And so it's just an analogy for us to realize that whatever it is that we feel that's missing, whatever it feels like that we don't have, if we would just believe in ourselves, as the song says, if you believe in yourself the way I believe in you. And so when I think of home, I think of a place where there's love overflowing. And so that's the reminder. Whatever it is that you feel that's missing, whatever it is that you feel that you're waiting on validation, whatever it is that you feel as if you don't have anymore, take a look. It's already there. And that's the thing that blinds us, that gives us the ability to know. The thing that we know is something that's already there. And that's the thing that we avoid, because sometimes it can be scary to realize that whatever it is that you're looking for, you already have it. And that is the knowing. As it says, I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. And so we can know that we always have a place within ourselves that brings us back home. And so this is the part that I'm talking about when we're talking about reclaiming you, finding your way back home to you. And so that's what I'm talking about with all of the ways in which we show up for other people as mothers and wives and those that are constantly pouring into others and neglecting to pour into yourself. This is what we're doing. We're finding our way back home to ourselves. As Dorothy realized, she didn't need any validation from anyone. She had the ability to go back home all alone the whole entire time. The scarecrow didn't have to have a reason to want a brain. He already had one. He was using it every step of the way. The Tin Man already had a heart, that he was compassionate and loving and caring the entire way. And the lion was already brave and courageous the entire time that the Wizard of Oz and the Wiz was on. And so these are the reminders for us. Don't wait on validation. Don't wait on anyone to approve you. Don't wait. If you're going to wait, go ahead and do it for yourself because you are waiting on you to make the shift. And that shift is realizing that whatever it is that you're seeking, whatever it is that you feel that you don't have, whatever it is that you feel as if is missing, if you just sit still long enough, you'll discover that it's already there within you. And the entire journey that it seems to be about life, that as we travel about down these roads, whether it's the yellow brick road, a carved road, a smooth road, whatever the journey, whatever the route, in terms of how you're going to arrive to your destination. The journey takes you there. The ups and downs, the valleys, the hills, all of the challenges that you may be faced with in life as I'm here in the backyard listening to all of the sounds of the birds that are living their life on their own journey, as we all have to take that route in terms of what we're destined to be and who we're destined to be on this journey. That you'll get there eventually. And along the way, you can appreciate everything that's around you, everything that you're discovering about yourself. And so that's the journey, that's the route, that's the place that we begin as we start off in life. And to not ever wait on validation, you can always improve yourself, as I do on a day to day basis. You can learn something about yourself and you can improve yourself, but not ever having to prove yourself and your worth to anyone. So maybe this analogy for today can help us to realize that that shift that we make comes from within us to realize whatever it is that we are seeking, we can find it within ourselves. And so that's the beauty of what I wanted to bring us today, to rediscover who you are one step at a time as you're on this journey called life. Have a good day on purpose and give yourself some grace today. I am Latanja Millhouse, as known as Sweet Tea. I help mothers and women and wives and those that are constantly pouring into others go from feeling guilty to learning how to pour into themselves first. And so this is the point of reference that we're talking about, because again, you have carried a load around for everyone else that you forgot that you had one too. You pour into your children, your husband, and your career. And every time you try to do something for yourself, there it is, sis, that guilt. It shows up right on time. But I want you to take the 5 ways or the 5 signs that you have lost yourself in your roles and how to reclaim you. You can find that on my stand store. And I want you to remember, you are already that girl. You are already her, as the song says. And you are already that guy, if you're looking and watching as well, that you have exactly what it is that you're seeking and you're looking for. It's already there. Give yourself some grace today and have a good day on purpose.